today. This is part 2 of Fully Free, and I wanted to come on here and I wanted to continue talking to y'all and telling y'all about what that means, what I said on part 1 when I said the grass can really be greener on the other side, but it's your choice and decision. So I'm gonna drink some water real quick. What I meant is that everybody says the grass ain't greener on the other side, but there's always a better way. I've been going through situations where I really don't want to do. It's like I don't want to do it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be of it, around it, nothing. But I have to humble myself. It's not just about, okay, I'm disrespectful or I'm dishonoring. It's about coming into that part of I'm gonna be respectful and I'm gonna be honoring, and this is who I am, and I'm gonna be honored and respected because I'm becoming more honored and more honorable and more respectful. But when I fully become that person, that's when I'm gonna see the fruit of my labor. Because the more you respect, the more you get respected. The more you honor, the more you get honored. The less you respect, the less you get respected. The less you honor, the less you get honored. And I want people to understand that the reason why I said it's not about you is because it's really not about us. I've only been living for 20 years. But the reason why, and I'm going to share this, the reason why I have so much wisdom in me is because I listen. There's been plenty of times in my life where I didn't want to listen. I wanted to speak before I could get ahead of something. But at the same time, I know that I'm going to get more out of just listening and applying the knowledge that I learned from listening to my life than just speaking before I can even walk. Before you can take a step, somebody had to teach you how to step. Before you can walk or before you could walk, you were crawling. Before you were running, you were walking. So if you're not learning, you don't know. If you haven't learned, you don't know. You see what I'm saying? Alignment with God shifts you and makes you stand up straight, and you are upright, and you are in that covenant, and you are protected in providence. And when you fully honor and respect him, there's nothing he won't grace you and favor you with, as long as you're doing his will. But at the same time, it's like people believe that it's not about I want to be who I want to be. I want to do what I want to do. I want to go here and do this, go here and do that. And I just want to be me. But it's not that anybody's trying to take anything from you. And I'm not trying to take anything from you. I'm just trying to teach you that, and if you want, I can teach you and I can show you the better way. Because I've always had this understanding. I don't know if this was taught to me as a young person, or I don't know. I don't really remember anybody ever teaching me this or not specifically. But I've always had this understanding since I was a young kid, that I can't really do it on my own. And that might not be deep. But listen to what I'm saying. I cannot do life on my own. There are times where I'm going to come to something and I'm going to be like, I'm going to be facing something that I don't even know about. I don't even know of. And you see what I'm saying? It's like pride can be good, but there's an unhealthy version and a healthy version of everything. So when you're dealing with freedom, it's not just that you have to be instructed on how to get your deliverance or receive your deliverance, not just following those instructions, but you have to come into that oneness of being and that understanding of like, I'm humble. I'm going to receive this. I'm going to gain this. I'm going to be this. I'm getting at this. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to serve for them. I'm willing to serve for my God. I'm willing to serve for my Jesus. I'm willing, if you're an intercessor, I'm willing to pray, God. If you're a prophet, I'm willing to prophesy. If you're an apostle, whatever you are, whatever he called you to be, you have to first be willing. Because just because it's in you, that calling, doesn't mean that you won't stray. Yes, I was called to do this. Yes, I was called to be this. But if I don't follow my calling, God will drop me. And he will choose the next person. He will choose the next one that will. You won't, but someone else will. You wouldn't, but someone else could. You shouldn't, but someone else should. You know what I'm saying? Like, in your head, you shouldn't, but to that person, they should. So you have to think about these things, because it's like when you're dealing with freedom, the devil can attack you. The devil can do this and he can do that. He can steer you off the road. He can make you go on the wrong path. But at the end of the day, it's your choice and decision to say, I'm going to follow this path, or I'm going to back this car up and I'm going to go right onto the street that God told me to be on. because you're trying to get me on the 95 and God told me to chase the 99. You're trying to direct me to the 45, but God told me I'm supposed to be on the 99. You see what I'm saying? So the important thing is, like, I'm sorry, that was my mom, so I had to pause the video. But the important thing is, like, I want to manifest this. I want to chase after this. This is my vision. This is my dream. This is my want. This is my need. This is my goal. But what is it that God has for me? Because that's where people get it wrong. It's like, God will give you what you want, but you think that just because you want something, you think that maybe I shouldn't go with this, even if it is God's will, because maybe I'm going to a direction that's not what I want. But trust me, if you have a true covenant with God, all your desires, your passions, your wants, your needs, everything's going to align with everything that he has for you. You just have to be willing and able to take each and every step of his will, because that's just how it goes. And I promise you, because it's like, I questioned this one day. I was like, God, how does that even work? How does that operate when I know? And then it's another thing where it's like, there are times where it's like, because I'm not saying every single thing, but I'm saying that, yes, you are going to share that relationship where God is going to be willing to give you what you want. But he's going to also be your father and say, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. You're my daughter. Take care of this. I'm calling you to be her assistant. I'm calling you to prophesy to this person. I'm calling you to pray on this person. I'm calling you to this. I'm calling you to that. He may be calling you to a mansion. He may be calling you to a military. He may be calling you to a missionary. He may be calling you to anything. He may be calling you to a mountain. He may be calling you to, I'm using M's because I'm trying to keep my memory correct, but but he may be calling you to, what's it called, to a multitude. But you have to understand, if God's calling you to this, then there's something he put in me already that's going to align me with this. Whether it's a design, a passion, a dream, a design, a purchase, a income, a outcome, a exhale, a inhale, whatever it is, he's going to put you in that place, in that moment where you say, this is who I am. Because this is who I'm called to be. This is who God made me. I am free. I am set free. I am whole and delivered. And when you discover that freedom, you break and you feel that healing and you feel that oneness and you feel that wholeness. But the thing is, there's so many Christians out here that's trying to tell us, follow this path, follow that path, do this, do that, use your oil, blah, 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 trying to lead you here, trying to lead you here, lead you there, Jesus this, Jesus that. But do you understand that even in this time and day, there's popularity everywhere? And I'm not just talking about famous people, I'm talking about popularity everywhere. Like, somebody said, I don't know if I'm getting this right because I can't really remember how it happened, but somebody said on Instagram, there's a lot of people in the Bible that they're trying to make famous, but when I heard that, as soon as I heard that, I thought, it's Jesus's doctrine. Jesus is the hero of the story. Jesus is our God. It's about Jesus. And I'm not saying that this is the picture I'm trying to paint. Even in a way of saying, like, even if I say, how could I say this? Okay, let me see. Maybe I should use a different example, because I'm not even sure if I remember that right. But what I'm saying is that I was trying to use that as an example, but I'll say this. I want to tell y'all that I feel like I just messed up. I'm sorry, but I want to tell y'all that I feel like when it comes to freedom, you have to just be aligned, and the alignment is really the most important thing. And it's because, like, there's many things out here that you can learn and be a part of, but God has something for you specifically, and that's why you're called or chosen. That's why he created you. That's your reason. That's your purpose. And I wish I remember what I was about to say, but I kind of forgot the idea that I was circling around, so it just kind of dropped and failed. But if you can stick with me, I want to tell y'all that if I could use this. So, shifting into talking about how liberation has to do with longing, I have to say that there was a part of me that I longed for love, and I long to be fulfilled, and I long for this place of like constant freedom, basically, where I would feel fulfilled. I didn't want to pause. I didn't want to stop. I wanted that hard work, and I wanted the hardworking love, the hardworking hope, the hardworking joy. But I wanted that place that I could come back to that says, this is where I am whole, I'm healed, I'm free, I'm consisting in this. I'm sharing this covenant, but I'm still connected with my own captivity that's under my government, what God governed me as. You know what I'm saying? And so what that has to do with liberation is that when you find that place in you that needs to be broken, and it's that part of you that says, I'm longing for something, but I'm going against everything else. It doesn't matter what path I'm on. It doesn't matter what I was chasing. It doesn't matter what I was trying to find. All that matters is that I find what I'm longing for. You need to fill that place up with you, even when you can or can't answer what you're longing for, about what you're longing for. You need to fill that place up with you by seeking after God and searching after God. Because I feel like if I would have spent more time, because I spent all my days just like, all my days, oh my God. I spent a lot of days filled with just trying to know God and knowing God and just being close to God, servanthood. But the thing that I was chasing was just that I didn't know about was my outlet. And I didn't know that I needed an outlet at the age that I was at. I didn't know what my thing was that I could do every day that would just place me in stability. But you come to that place of being broken and you're just searching after God and you're seeking after him and you find your own freedom, you find your own liberation. And that's the importance of that covenant having that govern just him governing you. Because it's like, I can go anywhere and I can do anything, but if God's not governing me, I'm not going to be completely free. I'm not going to have that complete liberation. It's not just about the enemy trying to attack me. It's not just about anything trying to attack me. It's about the fact that without God governing us, we're not completely aligned with the truth. We're not completely aligned with his will. And without being completely aligned with his will, then we're not in any true freedom or liberation, because the only true freedom and liberation is the one that Jesus gave us and gifted us on the cross. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, and the last thing I wanted to tell y'all was build your court. 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 Because I know that I hear voices and I see things every day when I wake up, every day when I go to sleep, every day after. I hear and I see things all day long, but I'm building my court. Because I feel like even if I have to go to God and I have to tell him every single thing I heard and saw, just to come to that time where it completely breaks off, where I get my complete freedom, liberation, and deliverance, and that's what I'm going to do. Because I get these times where it's like, and I'm going to say this and then when it gets to 15 minutes, I'm done. But I get these times where it's like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to deal with this. I'm done with this. I don't feel like this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be in. But at the same time, even if I was done with all of this, I'm not going to stop making, I'm not going to let the voices or the visions stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do, from being who I'm supposed to be. And that's what I wanted to say. I wanted y'all to know that, like, okay, I'm not going to say that. That's not, okay. I wanted y'all to know that it's important. It's important that you build this court. You have these characteristics like Jesus. I've been praying every day, God, replace my senses with your senses, even my common sense. I want to be like you. And I wish that, like, we could understand that in the body of Christ, if we're gonna, like, a lot of people don't understand this, I believe, but if we're aiming for full unity, we have to start that covenant, and that unity has to start in us. It has to begin with that covenant of not just like being the bride of Jesus, but being in under the full governing of God. That's where it starts. We can't govern each other if we can't let God govern us and still be a part of his body. And that's the truth. And that's why we don't have enough freedom in the body of Christ today. Yet today, we still don't have enough freedom in the body of Christ, because a lot of us are not even allowing ourselves to be governed, fully governed by God. And yielding and submitting our actions and our words, all of us, ourselves, to him, to God. So that's all I had to say, and I love y'all so much. I'm thinking about doing a part 2, so I think I might just go ahead and do that. I mean, not part 2, part 3. But I love y'all so much. Okay, hope y'all watch part 3. Okay, bye.